When you're not too busy, trying to waste some time. Watched every show, don't know where to go, you wish time would go by. I mean, I have a suggestion, do whatever you want with it. It's not your first, but it's not your last, your second favorite podcast. Your second favorite podcast, the show that is just for you. Your second favorite podcast, we're not doing it for the few. Your second favorite podcast, conversation all over the place. Just sit back and relax. Woo! Your second favorite podcast. Your second favorite podcast.
Show you a little wet spot, but it's fine.
I got a wet spot?
Sure.
Oh, I was doing the dishes.
It's fine. Oh, yeah. This is interesting.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? And welcome to your second favorite podcast. I'm your host, Nico. And I'm with my lovely co-host, Miss
Hey.
Jaeda. How you doing, my love?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm low. I'll talk.
A little bit. I know you'll turn up later.
Mooney ran away.
Yeah. So, two things before I get things started. This is a video episode, and mainly I did this one specifically because anytime anybody was looking for my podcast, they were looking on my YouTube channel. So here it is. But most of these episodes are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, or any other podcast platform that we're available on. So most of those links will be down in the description below. So I greatly appreciate support as much as possible. Give it a 5-star rating. I greatly appreciate it. And also, leave a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. On the JCMN Network YouTube channel. And also, there's one episode where I think I said that it's a video episode, and I never posted the video.
Oh, no. With both of us or other people?
With Jaeda. That was 2 episodes ago. I still have the footage. All I got to do is just put it together.
That was a waste. What was I sitting there for?
Yeah, no.
What were we all sitting there for, Nicholas?
Yeah, I'll compile it together and actually make it an episode. But
all right, I'm off my phone, y'all. I was doing a refund because I ordered some stuff for my hair to be detoxed and it never came. But then I was like, I never asked his parents if it came because we deliver everything to his parents' house. Mm-hmm. So, ain't that just the bee's knees?
Because I don't trust P.O. boxes.
Yeah.
Apartment P.O. boxes.
No, apartment P.O. boxes don't do it. I keep looking over there for the camera.
Really?
But mine is here.
Yeah, yours is there.
Yeah. We fancy now, y'all. We got a new house and a new cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's our cat now. At first he was just mine.
Okay, sure.
New items, in the house, and now we got 2 cameras.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's I forget which one it is, but it's a Lumix.
It's nice.
Yeah, I really like that camera. I like it because it shoots 4K, but it's pretty good that I'm currently shooting it in 1080-30, and I just like 4K cameras because they have a lot more, I guess, information. Mm-hmm. So when you're editing it, like it looks clearer just because of the fact that it has a bigger sensor. Whatever. I don't know. It's just nice to have the 4K capabilities, but I don't really use the 4K. I just use it for the, you get what I'm trying to say. But how you been, baby? We ain't talked since the last episode.
It's like when people ask that question, do y'all really answer it, or you just be like, I'm good because I don't feel like explaining it and I don't feel like hearing your advice. I'm not asking for your advice.
Yeah. I guess most times you don't treat it as like somebody really wants to know what's really going on. Me. It's supposed to be what's the word? Small talk.
Yeah, that's what foreigners. I think I saw a lady that said when you moved to America from Britain and someone asked you how you doing and you about to explain it and then they just walk away.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm doing okay, man. I be thinking that, when obstacles happen, there's no reason why life should stop, because it ain't.
Yes. Definitely. That's
And I think that's just the high school in us, or not even the high school, just the adolescence in us, feeling like everything's gonna go downhill because one thing happened.
Yes.
Because that's how kids think. They think one little thing happened, and then our whole world is over.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it plays into people's early that's not even perspective. It's hound on to us. We need to get our life together,
right?
By us graduating. Like, you need to know what you want to do. Spend those 4 years
not even
doing what you need to do. I mean, like, even then, you don't even realize that college is also part of that process.
Where hella mistakes happen.
Yeah, where you actually do still figure out what you really want to do.
Right.
And then you get out of that. And then still, people don't really tell you that you really don't find your footing.
Taxes.
You don't find your footing until you're probably in your 30s or late 30s. And you're like, I finally kind of, now I'm not talking about the outliers of I'm 21
and
with
I
no house. I mean, no more. I got a mortgage, no mortgage, house paid, no car.
You're not talking about y'all.
You're the outliers. You're not really the standard of what most people go through. Not saying that no one can achieve that. It's just not often people achieve that kind of success.
I wonder when the white picket fence life went away. Like, nobody wants that. I know it was definitely the year of 2019, I want to say. Because that's when everybody was like, that's when the whole media mogul stuff started popping out. Everybody wanted to be the next Henry Ford.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be the next Facebook dude. What's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be him.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, he didn't go to college, or he halfway went to college and he did it. He made Facebook, and Henry Ford didn't even finish high school.
I say use that kind of thinking to, I guess, keep you motivated, but also don't make it seem like you're bound to be successful because someone that is successful didn't do what you don't want to do.
You heard what I said?
Yeah.
I was just wondering why you went to that subject.
Because that made me think about what people would go, like, they use that excuse of like,
oh, okay. So you change the subject.
That's it. I just kind of piggyback off of that part.
Got it.
Go ahead.
I was talking about the white picket fence look.
Yeah.
I wonder why everybody just stopped doing that.
I feel like that probably went away when houses stopped being built with white picket fences.
Yeah. It's like, I want the white picket fence. I want the dog, the family playing in the yard.
All I think is House on the Prairie. And that's not really a good idea of that whole movie.
Definitely.
I mean, that whole
and y'all, it's Black History Month.
Yes.
Hello. There's like a red light beeping on this screen.
Is it? It's still recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like how yours look. You look all nice and milk chocolatey.
And light.
I look all
thanks.
Mint chocolate.
You look dark and gloomy.
Yeah, I look like
You always put me in a nice light.
vegan chocolate.
Keep that idea when you take my graduation pictures. I just got an email that on my graduation stuff delivered.
Delivered or got sent out?
I didn't read. I read it too fast.
Oh, okay.
I can read it while you entertain our guests.
All right. So yeah, I once again I appreciate all the people that helped me on the last episode of the podcast. It was a Q&A. I also have put it in the highlights on my Instagram at Just Call Me Nico. That is JUSCALLMENICO. And you could just leave me a question there, or you could just DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or even at Gmail at JCMN Network. Actually, JCMN Network at gmail.com. Any questions are appreciated.
It was shipped on 2/23.
Okay. So yeah.
Y'all ever be just so close to stuff, and then everything just seem like it's falling apart? I just gotta remember, I didn't go through 4 years of school to be handed a pile of dog poop.
Dang.
I'm not walking across that stage because I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna put on that cap and take my pictures and be like, I'm done with this BS.
I totally understand that. Graduation should feel like you've accomplished something, not gotten through it.
Right. even though I'm going right back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I always thought that college in some way feels a little less stressful because I chose to do it.
Oh yeah, and it's like I don't know. It's not no major. I feel like college isn't major consequences like how it is in high school. You're not gonna get in trouble for talking in class because you don't want to talk in class.
No.
You're not gonna get in trouble for being late to class because they just gonna say, "Oh, you just don't have a grade."
Yeah.
That's your money down the drain.
Exactly. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, your time, your money. Yeah, we did talk about that.
I saw a video that was like when you're in college and you forget anybody could be any age. You're like, oh yeah, I got 4 kids. Damn.
This one lady, she told me her sugar daddy was putting her through school, and she was like 50. She said, "My man is just taking care of me, putting me through school. I'm just doing this so I can get my business off the ground. He paying for that too." I was like, "Girl, okay."
I always have a hard time listening to those people that are like very adamant to tell everybody their situation. You're like, okay, I just need you to do your part of the project.
That's what happened. That's so funny that you said that, because that's what happened. I was just like, can you?
Like, that's fine.
That's why I don't like working in groups.
No.
Can you just do what I asked?
Like, is it? That's all I need you to do.
And in the end, I did all the work for the project.
Right.
But I love all my projects. At that project, that was for sociology class, and I had a whole like PowerPoint presentation about pink doesn't mean girl, blue doesn't mean boy. You know, for my non-binary people. I was thinking about y'all before. I feel like before that was, I mean, okay, I don't want to say before it was a thing. Before it was mainstream, people weren't heavy on the non-binary thing, but now a lot of people are recognizing it and understanding it. But I was like, that project was good. The grammar sucked, but I had good intentions with the thesis.
You ever wonder if any of your papers are being plagiarized?
I don't know how.
Yeah, I guess you have to
I know
be
I
published.
plagiarized my own stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's what okay, so my professor used Turnitin, and I submitted the same paper that I submitted probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it popped up at like 85%. And I just I wrote in the comments, I didn't know it was going to do that until like, because Turnitin is like the day after.
Yeah.
So I had to write in the comments. I was like, I talked about this assignment last 2 years. This is just an updated version. That's why it's at 85%.
Oh, no.
But this is still my paper. And he was like, no, that's fine. You always should have an updated, especially if it's the same subject, you should have an updated form of research.
Yes.
So I slid that in. Yeah, that's why y'all need to go to community college first. Don't go to university first. Go to community college.
I mean, there's definitely feels more
better.
approachable.
Yes.
And it actually makes you feel like, you know what? This is that junior college, like to help you get to that stepping stone of like dealing with a 4-year school. Because I feel like after, my year and a half or so, I did feel like, you know what? I can deal with a 4-year now. Like, even though it's Moon.
You want to talk? Nope, you about to lay down.
You definitely go from like probably being in a class of 20 to being a class of 300, 400, and that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But
I never have a 400 class.
it's kind of hard to say because it feels like at some point you do try to learn some skills on how to do it on your own. But I get it though. Some people still just need the help. I need the help. I think that would intimidate the mess out of me if I went to a class that was like a math class that was that many people.
I wasn't in math. That was biology was the only class where I had like that whole college TV look, where it looked like y'all was all in the auditorium or something like that. That was biology was the only class, and I liked the beginning stages of it, but I didn't like how I couldn't ask questions. But I did like how the professor knew my name.
Yes.
In any situation, they always knew my name.
All right. Oh.
Cause you gonna remember me.
Yeah. Those school's funny, man. Do school if you can. Don't do school if you can.
Because I can.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna be suffering while I got a doctorate degree.
It's just so I don't know. School's a funny subject, literally. School in general is a funny subject.
I was telling people for years that I wanted to be a social worker. And they'd be like, well, my mom does that. I'm like, oh, how's she doing?
What did they say there?
She doing okay. Sometimes they say for school or that she do it at a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That's mainly, it's either school or a hospital.
Yeah, I always get them they're a teacher now. Or
Yeah.
they went overseas to do some type of
Ooh.
stuff. But it's not through anybody. It's on their own behalf at that point. So it's like they said, forget the money. I'm just doing this for whatever. And they're being funded some way, but I just don't.
Sometimes people get grants and stipends for.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where they, get people to rally up for them. That's crazy. Other than that, man, you've been good.
You got more Q&A stuff?
Yes, I do.
Let's go.
Some of my little notes.
I don't know why you wasn't peep at out because
I thought we should, update what you've been watching
Oh.
lately, and before we get into any extra
update.
questions, anything
trying to think.
new, any new shows watching, any new movies you got
I mean
into?
everybody and their mama is doing Euphoria right now, and right now it just seems like a mess.
Right? How you feeling about it?
Like it's a mess.
Right.
Cassie getting on my nerves because of the way they're portraying her. It seems forced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Maddie's not as, I don't know. It's like, how wasn't this show any different than Girls to me on HBO?
Oh.
It's very similar. It's giving me the same seasoning.
Well, I guess
Season 2 is at least. Because season 1 was more, I want to say, heart throbbing.
Yeah. Well, Euphoria girls.
Season 2 of Euphoria.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say the main two, I think, with those is the age of the characters. It kind of allows it to be a different perspective on things. We're supposed to, in Euphoria, you're supposed to just, be in high school, and this is like drama in that sense. But Girls is like, adulting from her perspective.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Just seemed like the same drama.
yeah, it definitely has to have it in its own way. What's up with all these noises?
You hear all these noises in
Yeah.
your microphone?
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, they bleeding
That's
out.
the air going because Nicholas get too hot. We getting hot weather today.
Nick gets respectively hot. But yeah, so yeah, Euphoria is a pretty good show though. I mean, it's so weird because you get like explaining Euphoria to somebody that has not watched it, only heard about it.
Yeah.
You can actually just watch season 1 and season 2, and they almost seem like two different shows.
Yeah, because
I'm
I thought
watching
season
it.
1 was way better.
Yeah, because I think all we were focused on was like Rue and
Jules.
We was only focused on them in a way, and it was kind of like getting ourselves into the world.
Yeah.
But then season 2 was like, okay, we're here, let's go. And you're like, what even happened the
I don't
first
know.
season?
I just think it's all dragging.
It
be
is.
honest. They dragged it for real.
I mean, granted, it is like, I guess it's only like 8 episodes, eight hour long episodes. So there's kind of some cuts that we need to happen. I think the only gripe that I have with that show is sometimes it's too creative, where it's doing a lot of artistic. I guess too artistic is what I'm trying to say. It's being too artistic.
And it gets confusing. Like, what happened to the storyline? When I'm not trying to see the theatrics.
I really feel like I would appreciate it more if I knew the guy that was directing it, if I knew the people that were writing it.
You need all that.
I go, oh, okay, I can see where y'all was going for that. I understand that. But sometimes I'm like, I kind of just want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I don't really want this artistic, like even like the last episode where we was like flashing to a real situation and then seeing it happen on stage.
I was very confused.
It was cool at times,
cool at
but that's
times.
the whole episode.
Yeah.
And that's an hour. I'm like,
I didn't need all that for an hour.
and like I get it. That's she literally wrote the play based on what was happening, and we were having these characters relive it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
I like
weird.
things that are a touch of real life. Like somewhat, this is how real life would go. This school is surely make believe. The school is make believe. The kids are make believe.
Yeah.
Everything's just so make believe. And that just takes me right back to Girlfriends.
It's hard for me to definitively say that, just because, like, I always said the funniest thing about Disney was, like, everybody always had a fedora. All the theater kids have fedoras. But if you tell it to somebody, they go, "That's normal. They're used to seeing that." I'm like, I probably have seen one kid with a fedora. But every Disney movie is like, we have to have it. And I'm like, is that a Cali thing? Is that maybe a better theater club thing? Like, you know, I'd never been a part of those schools to even feel like I can definitively say, yeah, that's not a thing. But, you know, those kind of tropes is interesting to me. So I don't know. Like I said, Euphoria, I don't know. I don't think I can actually write that off as like unrealistic. It's just psychedelic. It's
unrealistic to me. I like shows that just try to teach me something.
Yeah. But I guess if the show is not really trying to be like parent heavy.
No, not teach me something like that, but give you a glimpse. Oh, never
I
mind.
was just saying, I guess because of the characters, what they're going through, your first thing you go is, who's letting their kids do this? Who's letting their kids dress like this constantly? Who's letting their...
It's like 13 Reasons Why we was all upset. Like, girls.
Yeah, it was a lot of those things. And there's times where you go, oh, yeah, I could see that happening. Oh, that's how people are. Like,
yeah,
the girls and that dude and Nate, like, you know, girls being obsessed with this one guy and thinking like that was the end all be all to a relationship, and they're hurt by
and she
that.
had her whole own boyfriend.
And it's like, yeah, I could see how that happens.
Yeah.
And after that, you go, okay, this is just too dramatic. But it would be kind of boring if it was trying to be realistic.
Rich people.
Yeah. But are they even rich? It really feels like most of them are like...
Yeah, their houses looked dingy.
Upper middle class. But they're like on the verge of struggling and like one missed day. And I'm like, maybe that's just the environment of that. Where they at? Fresno?
Are they in Fresno? I thought it was just somewhere in Cali. I don't know. Somewhere in Cali. But I was like, I guess that's the market. But Fresno is in Cali because that's where Tony's from Girlfriends.
Yeah. So
I watched their reunion, and apparently they had also added something else on Blackish. I didn't see it, but they did say it was like more like Joan having college friends, and I think it was either Blackish or Mixedish. They had all the cast from Girlfriends, and they just revisited, I guess the word, but it's a totally different concept.
Oh, really?
And then after the show, that's when they had their reunion. And I was just like, I don't like this. Y'all aren't talking about anything. And they were all talking over each other, and the host was asking questions like, do you feel like you actually resonated with the character? I guess that's what you're supposed to ask, but it just didn't seem organized. So hopefully when they do this Martin thing, they're going to do it right.
Was it like a YouTube thing?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Well, I guess it will probably post it on YouTube, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it was on regular TV.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't really even know a good example of a good reunion. Like, it was cool to see like the Friends reunion.
That was all over the place. But I think everybody liked the nostalgia, so that's what that was.
And that's kind of all that was supposed to be. Now, what I enjoy about seeing any show that I watched is behind the scenes. And I thought that was the cool part, to be like, there's this like uncut footage of what happened, the takes, the outtakes.
It was nice, that they relived those scenes, and they actually was like, oh yeah, that time it was so funny because we did this. Right. I think that was fun. Maybe if Girlfriends did that. Right.
I guess it can't be too formulated, because then it feels like it's not relatable. Like, now granted, Friends and Girlfriends, they wasn't on the same level of stardom of everybody was watching it, so they're not gonna put that much effort into those shows. So like Martin,
they said that's what they said on the reunion too. They said in the community we were mainstream, but other people didn't think so. No. So that's why we didn't get as much clout. But everybody in our community, they loved the show. Yeah, it was like number one in the Black community.
I do think that they fell flat on a lot of subjects, or not flat. Like, there could have been better times where I'm like, okay, Where's the character development?
Because when they were mentioning the B word, I thought that was subliminal for the N word. But then they did have another N word episode. So I was confused. Because they was heavy on this B word. It controls everybody. I think everybody should just stop saying it. And I was like, I think y'all talking about... It was like...
Yeah.
And then all the Allstate commercials started to come in. Because y'all needed that money.
So, but I feel bad for those kind of shows.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, y'all, I like y'all.
Y'all
like,
sold out.
But, I mean, like, even, like, half and half had its moments. I mean, it's not probably hitting my top 100 or maybe or 50. But it still was a decent show. It was fun to watch. One-on-One was like that.
I love One-on-One.
All of Us.
I hate the way it ended.
Yeah.
I like All of Us, too.
Yeah, they all were just nice and cozy shows to watch. I don't know if I would be like, you need to go watch this show. Okay. You need to go watch this show.
You need to watch My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, too.
That's on my,
I just hope that they don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
They don't need to touch it.
Don't do nothing with that.
Wayne's, just leave it alone. I get it. Don't try to cash out. Just y'all keep doing creative things like you do.
Marlon already trying to. I think he's trying to keep that alive with his show, but I'm like, never.
I think
it was of its time.
You talking Marlon? Yeah. I think that one was done. I think it only had like 2 seasons or something.
Yeah, it's done.
But it was an interesting concept. I just felt like it was very Bernie Mac inspired.
Yeah.
It was just social media type thing.
Yeah, I think
and at
so
that
too.
point, I was like, and honestly though, was it Hello Charlie? What was the show on Disney called? Was it Hello Charlie?
Good Luck Charlie.
Good Luck Charlie. Good Luck Charlie.
Darkness,
like
my old friend.
They probably did a little better on that concept of recording and stuff. That concept, just that image. It's the funny comparison of shows, but yeah. Well, I wonder what's going to be the show that's on now that's going to be like glorified later.
I don't know, because they were talking like we were doing movie trivia shows of this like 90s game. It was like of the 2000s. Yeah. And I had no idea what they were talking about.
Of the 2000s? Really?
Yeah.
What kind of shows were they?
They were Disney stuff. I can't remember the names, but I didn't know a lot of them.
Yeah, I think there's probably some that like a weird crossover where they started like in 2010 and they're still going, and you're like, oh, I just didn't pay attention to that show at that time. So, that's interesting to live in a time that you feel like you still can't even answer.
Yep.
None of those questions are
nope
trivia. Okay. All right. I guess I'll get to my little Q&A stuff.
Or maybe it's the 10s. Yeah, it wasn't the 2000s. It was the 10s. You're right.
Now, do you want to answer some of the ones I've already answered, or?
Sure.
Okay.
How many did you do?
I did, it looks like 6.
All right, we'll do them real fast.
Okay.
So we can get to the others.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Why?
Because I love the Hulk. And I've always thought Marvel films were more entertaining and less confusing. But now they're getting a little confusing with all of this. You got to keep up with the comic stuff, or you got to know a little bit.
Yeah,
because even the kids who liked Spider-Man and they was watching Spider-Man, they was like, who were the other 2 guys? I was like, first of all, y'all need to get hit in the face. But everybody was trying to find the significance and why everybody was so proud. And I think the comics were just like being pulled into the movies. And I was like, I love to think about the comics, but I don't read them. It's kind of like the Harry Potter movies. I didn't read the books, but I love the movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess what you're kind of explaining is like how I think Fantastic Beasts would be, where we're like, this character's name is this and this. You're like, why is that significant? She was the character from me. It's like, oh, you just had to know the previous movies or the previous
Which
stuff.
I'm not. It's not like I'm not willing to do it, and it's not like I don't like the way Marvel's going. I do.
Yeah.
But I just don't like being left out.
Yeah, you're somebody that you're that demographic that people say that they should be worried about caring forever. Like all the shows, all the movies, and all the lore of it all. You're like, at some point, I'm gonna get lost. Yeah. And you're kind of the casual fan. I'm a casual as well, but you're like under that more casual than I am.
And then there's just the fans that just go to the movies, just to go to the movies because it's a superhero movie and they got kids. Y'all down there.
Is there people that are like just going and not caring about what's... Okay.
Yes. There's a lot of those people who
I get
don't know
that.
anything about the comics, don't even know that all the movies are halfway connected. They don't know nothing. They're just like, oh, that's a superhero. My kids are going to go see it, so I got to be there with them.
Gotcha. All right, next question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? If I put relish and mayonnaise on it, yep, it is. And there's meat in the middle. Yep, that's a sandwich.
Okay.
And mustard. Yep.
And
that's
mustard.
a sandwich.
Because it shares the same condiments.
Yep.
It's a sandwich.
Yep.
So if you put all that on a pizza.
Technically, a hoagie is a sandwich too, but it's just a different name.
A hoagie's I would say a hoagie's a
I
type
feel
of
like-
sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a
I
sub
feel
is
like
a
a hot
type of
dog is
sandwich.
a type of sandwich.
Really?
Yeah. What did you say? No?
I'd say no. Hot dog is a hot dog.
Yeah. I feel like yes.
If you cut up a
I feel
corn
like
dog.
a hamburger is a sandwich. Hamburgers and hot dogs. Sandwiches.
Well, I would, there's probably an argument to make burgers are more of a sandwich than anything.
Because of the way it's shaped, Nicholas.
It's the same concept. It's just thicker meat.
It is the same concept with a hot dog too. It's just round.
It's the hot dog itself.
Oh.
I think it's simply because, I don't know. I forgot what I said on that episode, but
It's
I'd rather just say it's a hot dog.
Okay. What's the next one?
Would you rather travel to the past or travel to the future?
To the future.
Why?
Because I need to know if I'm done with all this trauma. I don't want to go back. There's nothing. I mean, there's stuff I would change, but if I get to go to the future, if I don't get to do anything, but I still get to see it, that's better than going back and dwelling on the old stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
need to know if I finished everything. Did I finish that argument with her? Did I get through this? That's what I mean.
I love the idea of you going to the future, talking to yourself about it, and then you going, I don't know. I don't remember. Is that what you're still worried about?
Exactly. I'm like, forget this. I don't need to worry about it.
It still come back and deal with it and be like, okay, but this bothers me.
It's bothering me now. Like, girl, I don't know. I got 2 kids.
Yeah. I said the past.
I'm like, what, you got kids? All right, cool. See?
I only said the past because I don't know what the future holds. I was like,
Exactly.
I might travel to the future and there's nothing there. So I just traveled to a time that
Are you dead?
nobody's alive.
Is everybody dead?
Everybody might be dead. You don't, because you don't see that. You don't get to see before where you travel to. You just.
But
you
I think
just
if you go forward, then you're like, all right, then I am dead. So I'm going to die soon. When you come back to your present time.
The land before present time.
We were watching Sixth Sense at when I went to Philadelphia. I went to Philadelphia, and I was like, I need to rewatch this movie.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah,
What's that about?
with Bruce Willis. Add that to the list.
Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis. Oh yes. Okay. I was thinking of the whatever movie where the kids are when Michael B. Jordan's a superhero.
That is Cloverfield or something with a C.
Yeah, but it's like a name, like 4, or like it's a number thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking 6. I guess I don't know. Interesting. That was weird how my mind went there. Okay. One of the questions was, what's your favorite team?
Any team?
I guess that's how I answered it. I just said a football, a basketball, or whatever. If you don't have any, you don't have any.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I mean, I like the Giants because they got nice colors, and the Lakers because they got nice colors. But that's about it. I just root for the antagonists all the time.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe in Santa?
No. I kept thinking God was Santa for the longest.
Mm-hmm. I wish you would have listened to my last episode.
I'm not saying that. I don't believe in God. Oh, my God.
Weirdly.
I don't believe that there's a man that comes through your chimney and puts presents down there. I think Santa was some type of comfort for kids.
Yeah.
So they won't be so baggy in the holidays. Santa's this gracious man that gives you gifts. And so you don't expect it for me. I don't know. But I definitely won't give that Santa story to our kids.
Yeah, that's what I said in that episode where I'm like, I'm not opposed to it because the concept of Santa in general is
It's nice.
I can't.
But let's not depend on that man.
No, but I'm like, I can't. I don't see myself. I don't see why I would be like, no, son, no daughter.
Santa said
Don't believe in no Santa.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, no, if that's, I'm gonna do what my parents did to me. They didn't tell me. He didn't tell me about Santa. I learned from kids from school.
Oh,
and then I got out of it by myself.
All right, well, so they'll learn from me. I don't like when my kids learn off the street.
They're going to.
Yes.
If you're not going to implement it, then they're just going to learn it somewhere else.
Yes. But I was I questioned everything as a kid. Yeah. So I guess if they come and ask me, I'm definitely going, that's what I mean when I learn from me. Yes, they're going to hear, oh, everybody's talking about Santa. Who's Santa? I'm going to tell you then. But I think representation of holidays is cool. Santa's a representation, reindeer is a representation, a Christmas tree is a representation of Christmas.
Right.
Easter bunny, so on and so forth. So I like those ideas.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's fine. And it's that wonder. That's what I said. Like, it's such a mysterious thing, and I'm like, I like that. Like the fact that my kid has some wonder of the world of like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, it might exist or whatever, and then I can get a cool picture of me as a child and them as a child when I was around Santa.
Yeah.
So
I always love those Santa pictures.
What's your top 3 favorite rappers?
Eminem, J. Cole, I'll say Kendrick.
Who's fighting it?
Kevin Gates. But I can't listen to him all day.
Okay. It's your top list.
I have to go to accordance in my playlist because that's who I listen to. But I can't listen to all Eminem's albums. I just think Eminem is a great lissologist. J. Cole has great music and has a great message. And Kendrick has the same thing. Great music, great message. And I like the way they sound and they're not annoying. Kevin Gates is a little arrogant, but his music makes you ready to hurt somebody if you need to.
Yeah. It's a good reason to like somebody.
What did you say?
You want to guess?
Andre 3000. Is he a rapper technically? Yeah, he's a rapper. I know you definitely said Kendrick. I'm missing somebody. I can't think of the third. Go ahead.
At all?
It's just not coming to my head.
At all. You're good because you got 2 already. So.
Oh, come on.
I want to see because I feel like you do know it.
I just can't remember.
It's not that difficult. I'm gonna tell you that.
No, it's not.
You let me know when you give up.
I give up.
Okay, it's Drake.
I knew you liked Drake.
I said I had to because I listened to way too many of his songs to not to be like, well, I'm not a fan of Drake. It's like I'm reciting this man's lyrics like it ain't nothing. But I said the main reason why is probably because I can always hear myself doing it, so it's just easier to listen to myself. Is what I said. Yeah. So yeah, I said Andre, Drake, and Kendrick.
Cool. Okay. What's next? You went and put Childish before Kendrick.
That's what I said. There's this weird list of mine where I think like if I had to do a top 10, there's Childish Gambino, there's Chance the Rapper,
it's not top 3.
There's Mac Miller. Like there's those guys there. They just don't. I can't just go when I get in the car. I'm going to listen to these songs, like their songs. Yeah. And it's always them. Like even like Andre though, he's kind of weird because I really like when he features on a random song. Yeah. His songs, I mean, mainly like Outkast, but it's not like I could constantly do that. But even then, he's the person that I think when I make music, I try to keep his style in mind, just to keep me motivated to write. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, those was all the ones that I answered. Oh no, I did answer what is love. I feel like you've answered that in one episode. We both did. I
have, yeah. We said that.
So I don't want you to do that one because that was my ending one, and I was just I put a little definition with it, but that's fine.
All right.
Favorite TV show.
That's so Raven.
Right. That's it
I
now.
can see.
Is that the one that I answered on one of those videos?
Yeah, because I said SpongeBob SquarePants.
You made me mad.
I know. I have so many though. I love Girlfriends. I love That's So Raven. And I love Criminal Minds. Can I have a top 3? But That's So Raven would trump all of them. If I had to listen to them on an island on the beach by myself, I would watch That's So Raven all day, every day.
Really? I guess I can see
And I would pick it apart because, thank you.
It's an easy show to pick apart, though.
Especially with the continuity. They Disney.
But the best thing about
Y'all
it, though,
slipping with this continuity.
I like to say that I like to point out things. And if you watch any of my videos on my channel, I like to point out things, but I'm not saying that it's just bad. It's just funny
It's
to
just
point
funny
it
how
out.
raw it was. All y'all getting paid all this money to fuck up.
Or there's times where there's context there and it's like, oh, I didn't catch that as a kid. Or, just those kind of things where it's like, oh, that's weird that they went that route. Or why did that character exist? I didn't know there was that, whatever.
I used to love Living Single. I don't know what happened. I think what's his name and what's her name pissed me off so bad. I was just like, I can't deal with this show no more.
You trip me. There's not a day that goes by when I'm watching Living Single and I think about your feelings about that. I'm like, I don't get what's so confusing about them.
I guess because I don't understand the opposites attract type thing. Or
I feel like
the undercut of making you feel bad. That means I love you.
This is what's tripping me out. That right there, I don't know why I'm acting like it's on TV. That right there is what I keep saying about you Philly people do. Y'all fight. Like, this is y'all's way of showing. But in the show, we're supposed to make it seem like they don't like each other at all. But they're always this underlining thing where
Max and Kyle's who I was talking about.
yes, but they're like the same. So it's not even the opposite. It's them just denying that they like each other or meant to be with each other. They just don't allow each other to be vulnerable with each other. So that's kind of their banter. But eventually they get to a point where it's like,
Yep, and they end up having a baby.
yeah. So
I love Khadijah though.
yeah. But Khadijah's your safe character where she's like, she has no real strong dislikes. Sometimes she's a little unreasonable, but she's the most grounded. Everybody else is like, Regine, she's like
Superficial.
You're the cousin
Sinclair
is like
ditzy.
little ditzy. She's like they can hit those roles, but they all at the end of it, which is why I love Living Single so much.
They all come together.
They're so relatable and it's just enjoyable to watch. Granted,
Woo.
has the best intro of all time.
Woo.
I don't know any intro that beats that show. And sometimes I use it in the background of my video. So
Sometimes.
So shout out
All
to
the time.
the person that created that intro. Yes, all the time.
What's your favorite TV show?
I think I have to just instinctually say The Office.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to try to act like there's some fight. Because
We haven't watched it in a while, I guess, because they took it off streaming. That's
yeah, it's on Peacock. I don't have a Peacock, so.
I had it.
But you probably got the one with ads, and I'm like, I'm not sitting here watching.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it's The Office because I could put that show on no matter what. I mean, Living Single's up there too, so I'm pretty sure it's my top 5. But then I watch enough shows where I do have to go, what's favorite cartoon and what's the favorite? Because it's weird to be like,
you gotta separate it.
Rocket Power is over Seinfeld in some weird way. It feels like they shouldn't even be in the same category.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, favorite TV show. We checked that. Stuck on an Island. What movies you taking?
I just
They don't give a number, so
we're gonna say 3.
3. What 3 movies are you taking?
Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, Insidious, number 1. We should watch Inside Man, but what? It's some movie that just Princess and the Frog.
Okay. And why any of those movies?
Coraline is a hard second.
Hard second to what? You named 3.
Like my second.
Second.
Yeah, like second. I
Like
said
my
Insidious.
second list.
What was the first one I said? I said Harry Potter. Okay, Harry Potter got to be the first. But I would love Coraline. Coraline soothes me. But so does Princess and the Frog. So it could be either way. But I need a scary movie, and that's my favorite scary movie. Yeah, Coraline's got to be 4. So I said 4. I gotta snatch 4 movies.
What? Give you the parameters of 3.
Yeah.
You make 2.
I'm taking 4.
I mean, you take 4. That's crazy. That's hard to say because first of all, it's movies, which means
You're not a movie watcher.
But I guess if I had to, it'll definitely be Baby Kids.
Ugh. And that Goofy movie?
An extremely goofy movie. Only reason why is
not even
reason why
that
those
good.
2 movies especially because I need adventure, and if I
Yeah.
feel like I'm stuck, I
Yeah.
get to at least live through that and it'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Princess and the Frog, you got song and dance.
Sure.
And it's not annoying.
And the last one,
Yeah.
that's hard because it really feels like it needs to balance out those 2 because those both are like comedy, entertainment, and I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say Little Giants because I know I would get tired of watching that. I can't think of a movie that I'm like I can always put it on. I named it 2. Huh. Wow.
Any scary movie? Any
I'm stuck on
Thriller?
an island. I want to be like, how does it feel to be trapped? I don't want that. I need something that's a little bit more uplifting and I can't get tired of it.
Oh.
Dang, that's weird. I thought that would be like harder to figure out which 3, not figure out if I can make 3.
So I guess you only got 2.
I guess I only have 2.
That's fine. What's the next one? I'll ask it.
Okay.
What's your favorite car? I don't like that one.
So do you not want me to answer?
You can answer. I'm not answering that.
Okay. My favorite car, it used to be a Cadillac. I used to be like, I love Cadillacs. But now it's like, it's electric cars. I want to say Tesla, but that's just because they're the only company that's like, if I get an electric car, that's the one I'll go for. But
Okay.
I like Tesla.
Tesla.
What's the next question?
My papa said he hates Teslas because he's scared that he said he likes a car with a motor. My papa worked in a factory where I don't want to say he built cars. He built car parts. That's what it is.
Babe, you cannot sit like that.
Oops. Was it? What do you see? What do you see?
Just your back. It's just your back.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I didn't even think about that.
You can see my head.
Yeah, but it's like I would have to move the camera
Oh.
to get you.
I was just saying it wasn't like fully just, I was just seeing back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get Moon on camera. Yeah. But you thought of Tesla, and I asked my papa, I was like, my papa was born in 1949. So he's 73 years old. And I tried to ask him as many questions as I could.
That's wild. To think that 1949 is only 70.
Yeah.
That sounds like 90 years.
It sure does. His birthday is next
Wow,
week.
that's weird.
Yeah, he's about to have a birthday.
So it's going to be strange. We're going to be at that point where 94, 95 is like a 70-year-old age, which is that's 50 years from now. So 50 years from now, we'd be 77. And it would be the year 2072.
I don't think I want to live through that.
2072.
I don't like that.
And we're just 77. That seems like, whoa, that's a long time from now.
That's a long ass time.
But
we need to invest now. What? 50 years, 20 years. It's only 20 years to do stuff. We need to put some money aside because that ain't long. We need to have some real estate.
Just in 2072, we could tell people, they're like, when was you born? 94. Dang. 90s?
Yeah.
We
They say that to me now.
The new 90s is coming around.
You.
90s, baby. 2090.
Ew. 20 years is gonna be a 2090 baby. My grandkids having. Yeah. Yeah, that's just my grandfather who's 73. Not my great grandfather.
I think
he was born in like 1939. No, that doesn't even make sense. Jesus Christ. He was 7, 6, 5, 20. He was 20 when he had my pop-up. So 1949. What's 20 years minus 49? 4, 3, 2. He was born like 1923. Dang, I could have asked so many questions. I was a kid though. What were you gonna say?
I said if this footage still exists and like the worst quality at that point, it's like, ew, 1080p.
I can't even put this on my with my.
Yeah, it won't work on our hologram.
Yeah, something.
I know that there's some TV show that in the year 2099, if the song is even still out or if you ever listen to, is the Prince song 1999. Somebody remixing it, going party like it's 2099. 2099.
Yeah, you could do it. I thought you was gonna say year 3000 because 2099 is 21, but
that's
still
1,000 years from now.
Yeah.
Said,
anyways,
oh man, we're
gonna do 2 more questions and then we're gonna end it. I'm gonna end it with a good question.
Okay.
The next question is, do aliens exist?
I believe so.
Me too.
In some way. Like, I don't think, obviously, the way that we see or the way that aliens are depicted in movies and stuff is the ones that exist. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that there's some extraterrestrial beings out there. Space is way too big for us to just
the galaxy is way too freaking big for us to think we're the only people. Of course, there's aliens. Mm-hmm. I really would like if it was like Pluto Nash type vibes. I would love that.
Okay. Funny deep cut there.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy is a genius.
Yeah.
My pop-up said he don't like Eddie Murphy.
Really?
Yo, just go talk to your grandparents. They are funny people.
I wonder, did he like Richard Pryor?
I didn't ask that question.
Okay. That would have been the follow-up question because I feel like he's like, that's my kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, Murphy
he's just a grumpy old man. I have a grumpy pop-up. That's what it is. He's just grumpy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he kept saying, I don't like Teslas. I like a car with a motor. I don't like not hearing my car. And he was talking about how I can easily get hacked and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I guess.
Sure.
He's like, I like to put gas in my car. He just started talking about how he hated it. But yes, I definitely do think aliens exist. And I love alien movies. Not the cheesy kind when we're on Space Week, I'm in Beast. The scary stuff when they like probing y'all and coming in the middle of the night and taking y'all kids and never showing who they are. The signs, the one in Alaska, I can't remember the name of it. And the one, Dark Skies. I can't remember the one in Alaska, though. Where just people were just disappearing. They said it was based on true events. That stuff. I like that stuff. I don't know why I like scary stuff, but it just... Probably because it was so, like, we don't do that in our house type vibe. I'm like, I'm going to watch this. Because I'm not scared. You want anything else? All right, let me get to the next question. This is the very next and last. Not last on the list, but last on our today's list. What is the meaning of life?
Okay, so you made me miss out on the loved one, but you want to go into life. I think one of the meanings of life, because I feel like there's multiple ones. Sorry. One of the meanings of life, I would think, is self-fulfillment. And granted, I would definitely see that some people may not feel that, but it is finding your purpose in some way, whatever that means. But
I think the battery's dying now.
On this one,
it's 2 lights now, not just.
I think it's telling me that it's about to start dying.
Okay, well, see, that's why I said we gon'.
Okay, that was weird. I don't know about that. See, that's why I can't stand new cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's talking about overheating.
That's funny. You can't even do a little 45 minutes without overheating.
That's weird. Yeah. So yeah, I think the meaning of life has to do with something about like
Self-fulfillment, purpose.
Self-fulfillment, but that seems like it's more personal, less than like defining what life is in general. But I think how you should live your own life should be that self-fulfillment. Life in general, just, you know, teaching the next person how to be better. That should be what we should leave Earth in better hands.
Oh yeah, it's going down the drain
It's
because
just
of these rich
strange
folk.
to be selfish for like all your old age.
Yeah.
And just be like, I need to keep it to myself until the end. It's like, well,
You can't take it with you, homie. So what are you gonna do? Give it to those people next door?
yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. But what about you, baby?
Meaning of life. I'll say that real quick. I think it's doing what you like to do, not caring about what other people think, doing everything that makes you happy. And even if it makes you a little sad, that's fine too. That's what I think life is. I think everybody was put on the planet to do what they want, to do what their purpose is, of course. But having bills, paying for things, I don't think that's life. Because people say life is hard, life is this. I think that's society. I don't think that's what life was supposed to be. Life was supposed to be you being happy, you being sad, you going through some things, but not these small little triumphs of paying bills and being suffering. I don't think life is suffering. And once people get over that and get out of their mess, they'll be happier.
I get that. I think there's a lot of definitions for it, and I think a lot of people should understand that sometimes stuff like that is relative.
I think some people, I don't keep saying people, I think some people just don't understand, like, if you sit here and think, you could die tomorrow. Like, tomorrow. Would you be happy with what you did? Sitting at home watching TV, ain't got nothing to do, and you ain't see. I mean, not saying that you can't sit at home watch TV, but didn't you want to do something else? Didn't you want to move around? That wasn't life. Just sitting there suppressed and sad, working every day. Ooh, yep, it just cut off.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll miss y'all. Y'all didn't see me, but, you know, that's how audio work. I mean, that's how the visuals work on the second favorite podcast.
But was it literally just overheating thing? No battery power remains.
Well, that's fine. It's okay. We're done anyway.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
New camera stuff, y'all.
All right.
But thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed everybody's company. It's been a long time coming, man. I'm about to graduate in May. Hopefully we do another podcast before then. Because I know y'all been there through all my jobs. All my talking about customer service. I got my skin showing.
I mean, might as well while you're talking.
Yeah, all my customer service and school. I just kept talking about school. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. We be trying to get back on it, but we're going to Utah in May for graduation. That's an M. You didn't know. That's a nice surprise at the end. But all right, I'm gonna let everybody go. Okay. All right, y'all. If you enjoy this podcast, be sure to give us a 5-star rating. I'll greatly appreciate it. And a shout out to Anchor for allowing us to have this platform where I can post these things to all over the place and all over the world. And excuse me, sir, I have a boyfriend. And I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the JCMN Network YouTube channel. If you like video game stuff, be sure to subscribe to JCMN Arcade. And be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I forget how to end these. And I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Bye.